Everyone loves a bargain. The question is, though, is it always worth it? From worst to best, here's what you can nab at Aldi for less than $1. The big draw of Brookdale Vienna sausages is their miniature size, which makes for a fun finger food that kids will handle easily. For the grown-ups, it also means they're easy to snack on again and again. Even better, the low price tag of around 85 cents means you're likely to make some serious savings if you're eating Vienna sausage on the regular, for whatever reason.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
But what about the quality? Well, the base ingredient for these cocktail-sized dogs is mechanically separated chicken, which should be enough to tell you all you need to know. So yeah, the good news is that they taste just like Vienna sausages, and that bad news is that they taste just like Vienna sausages. Do with this information what you will. If you love sausages and love a bargain, you should be all right. For everyone else, though, these snack dogs will taste as cheap as their price. If you're looking for a more affordable version of the Kraft Blue Box, you might be forgiven for thinking that Aldi has you covered with its Cheese Club macaroni and cheese. At around 65 cents per box, the price certainly beats the dollar and change cost for the brand name deal. But if the quality doesn't match, is it really worth paying less? After all, you should be able to depend on such familiar fare to be middling at worst and fairly tasty at best. Sadly, you're not likely to like being a member of Cheese Club. While the pasta itself is fine, the finished cheese sauce is disappointing, loose and watery, with a flavor that only resembles cheese sauce in passing. If you're good with having to jazz up what should be a presumably ready-to-roll boxed food, you might be in luck. Otherwise, steer clear of this one. Northern Catch offers chunk light tuna in either oil or water for about 95 cents per 5-ounce can, around the same price you'd pay for tuna from Kroger or Walmart, and a heck of a lot cheaper than Starkist.
This is good tasting tuna.
But be prepared to be underwhelmed, or whelmed at best. There's nothing out of the ordinary under the lid here. They're simply chunks of tuna in water that might need a little coercion to become an edible consistency. You could add a little mayonnaise or even pickles to give it a burst of flavor beyond the usual tuna fishiness. Sprucing up is a must, though, and with other brands offering something similar at more or less the same price, this less than a buck buy really doesn't seem like a necessity. The least expensive store banner cans of chopped tomatoes you'll come across are likely to cost $1 or more, which Aldi beats with its 99-cent 14.5-ounce cans of Happy Harvest diced tomatoes. There are a few varieties available to give home cooks options in the kitchen. Aldi offers fire-roasted and Italian-seasoned cans that ramp up the flavor for a little more money. Sadly, the results from the plain diced tomatoes will be decidedly meh. Though there's nothing notably bad about Happy Harvest diced tomatoes per se, the inclusion of citric acid on the ingredients list makes them just a bit too tart. This might arguably be unavoidable since citric acid is used as a preservative, but let's face it, it's also entirely possible that it's there to cover up the suboptimal flavor of subpar tomatoes. It's great to have some tins of tomato sauce on hand to liven up your soups or stews, or even just to add to some pasta for a quick and simple dinner dish.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball!
Aldi offers Happy Harvest tomato sauce in an 8-ounce can for 55 cents, which is right in line with other store brands and gives shoppers a highly workable price. So, should you load up your cart with these little cans? Well, you can, or you can't, and you'll be okay either way. Happy Harvest tomato sauce isn't the worst tomato sauce out there, though it does have a slightly odd flavor that might make it unsuitable to simply pour over food as is. Perhaps this is due to the so-called natural flavors listed on the label. What exactly are these natural flavorings? They don't add a natural essence at all, but seem to give the sauce more of an artificial flavor, which doesn't even seem necessary considering the sauce also contains bell pepper, onion, and garlic. While you might be okay grabbing this one in a pinch, you'll probably be better off shopping for better-known brands, even if it means paying slightly more for the quality. Green beans are such a staple of American dining that it's almost impossible to think a food producer could go wrong simply salting and canning them. Aldi's Happy Harvest offers a 14.5-ounce can for 69 cents, but can you depend on the product when the price is that low? Yes and no. The green beans in the can are certainly soft enough to be considered presentable without any extra preparation, which makes them a decent choice for a 3-bean salad or some other cold dish. They would also heat up easily as a side for Thanksgiving or even just a simple family dinner. Still, there's not a whole lot to say about this purchase as far as the flavor of the beans themselves goes. Reggano offers a quality pasta with a tight twist and great texture that holds up perfectly well under a creamy sauce. Other store brands often come in over the $1 mark even when on sale, which makes this Aldi find a starchy steal. But be alert, though the boxed version of Reggano is usually priced at just over $1 for 16 ounces, it's possible to locate a bagged version for much less, although that version doesn't appear on the company website. You may have to make a visit to see if your location has it in stock. With Friendly Farms yogurt, Aldi brings its under $1 pricing structure to the world of dairy, giving mindful eaters a probiotic-rich take on a breakfast favorite. The range of flavors available mirrors other grocery stores with peach, cherry, and strawberry on offer, as well as a few more. Taking an example from those choices, the peach yogurt is a supremely creamy yogurt, possibly helped in part by the inclusion of the carrageenan in the recipe. The peach flavor is juicy and bright and comes shining through easily, and the texture is perfectly acceptable. Though it's a smallish 6-ounce cup at around 65 cents, this one is easily a solid challenger to other store brand yogurts. Black beans can often be surprisingly expensive at grocery stores, even in their most generic form. Dakota's Pride black beans helps defray rising costs, however, with an Aldi-specific purchase that drops the price per can to around $1.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings.
That's a mighty savings indeed for anyone feeding a hungry family, especially when brands such as S&W and Goya can cost well over $1. Even better, both the taste and texture of these beans match that low price. Dakota's Pride rises to the occasion with black beans that are perfect for tacos, burritos, or salads, and just as good straight out of the can. There's no seasoning on these legumes, unlike other brands, many of which include light seasoning or use beans with a more intrusive flavor. This means that while they taste great by themselves, Dakota's Pride beans offer a blank slate that you can spruce up any way you like. Get creative. With Baker's Corner Instant Pudding in the kitchen for around 99 cents, all it takes is a little milk of your choice, a quick shake or 2 minutes of whisking, and 5 minutes in the fridge. The result? A dollop of silky sweetness not unlike Jell-O pudding and its signature store label counterparts, or at least that's the theory. Luckily, Baker's Corner gets instant vanilla pudding right. The finished dessert is smooth and not gelatinous, as sometimes happens with instant pudding mix. Even better, it boasts no high fructose corn syrup, which is a relief for anyone avoiding that alternative to actual sugar. Without question, this is a worthy replacement for those pricier pudding brands. Otherwise known as chickpeas, Garbanzo beans are a Swiss Army-style canned food that can be used in a near-endless list of recipes. And being able to grab a can like Dakota's Pride for under $1 can stretch a grocery budget to incredible lengths. If you're a protein-forward eater looking for non-meat alternatives to keep your macros in line, you'll need a problem-solving product that doesn't drain you financially. Aldi helps get you there without cutting corners, a great achievement in the world of canned veggies. Dakota's Pride has the formula down pat with a can of earthy garbanzos that are tender and fresh tasting without requiring extra softening in the pot. You can easily imagine these beans making excellent mashed sandwich spreads or being blitzed into creamy hummus, though they'll also hold their own in any recipe that calls for whole beans. This is an A-plus purchase for the money-conscious Aldi shopper. There's no debating the value of corn, whether you use it as an ingredient in a larger creation or serve it as a side dish. And Aldi makes it easy to keep your canned corn on hand with its Happy Harvest home brand. Usually around 70 cents for a 15.25-ounce can, this is less than half the price of national brands and cheaper than even store brands from the larger grocery chains. But flavor and freshness are just as important. And easy-to-afford canned corn needs to deliver on the table, not just in the budget. And boy, does it deliver. These kernels are brightly colored, crisp, and sweet, and somehow even a little buttery, despite there being no butter or seasonings other than salt listed on the label. They taste great. They're a genuine steal. What more could you possibly ask for?